hunters go a-stalking in the night. By the needles of the million bleeder, they'll end it all in blood!
А чё не удалось?
By the filed teeth of Sulumar Soul Shredder, the end is nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you, Victoria! Ah, the game. Her name, Victoria.
Окей. Эй, куда бежишь?
That was quite the radical change we witnessed. I never would have thought that the benign old man we met outside would turn out to be a vengeance-driven aficionado of assassins.
The hunters go a-stalking in the night. By the needles of the million bleeder, they'll end it all in blood!
Indeed. Victoria probably doesn't even know about her past. And
В целом, можно же у нее просто амулет украсть, например. Или забрать там каким-нибудь образом. И им притащить.
Stop right there until you've received the captain.
А, тут точно капитану уже надо разрешение получить. С тобой не буду говорить. Сразу пойду к ней.
Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry of
Знаешь чё?
Geta, friend. Kira Lizor. Oh, do pardon my language, my friend. But that is quite the startling revelation. So much sadness, so much anguish. Eglandir's tale is heartrending, though it seems. Does he not see that I am now the one who is to be wronged? Why, oh why must he make me, of all gentle-minded and life-loving creatures? So, let us approach the situation with reason and ask ourselves, where do we go from here? Though, first let me say this. Hashizm bil kushum zunum. From my heart, I thank you for warning me. I thank you and I trust you. So pray, let me pose the question. What do you advise we should do? My amulet? But it is Haxmaji, a sacred token that houses the presence of my ancestors. No, I cannot part with my talisman, the keepsake of my soul.
Demonology for dumbbells. Ugh. I need something more advanced. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library? The Lesser Key of Sadakandras. Ugh, what nonsense. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
When you put it like that, I guess I cannot say that it is. I do this very reluctantly, but fine.
Ну и все.
No, This isn't the grimoire I'm looking for.
Так, а маг это тут что?
The Encyclopedia Demo.
Не хочешь с нами погулять?
Why? Simply because you hunt source and I, J. No. This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. On one condition. That on our...
You speak before your turn.
Oh, simple so.
Ну нет, нет, ладно.
Here I wait for thee in the... Yes? Yes? Have you? Yes. Victoria. She is the one whose heart must... The Orcs of Gazuldagar. Her name, Victoria. Yes. So it is. So it is. By Angus the Impaler's favourite steak, you done well by me. Oh, Ravager of Gazaldagar, the last of them.
Ну чё, он счастлив, она жива. Вроде все хорошо. А я думал, мне что, не даст интересно, ты чё, мужик? Ну ладно. А, нет, все-таки что-то дал, да, получается. Чё дал? Я пойми. Посмотрим. А, ну. Не вещи, значит. Так, ладно, что у нас дальше по плану-то? А, ну вот, к капитану надо топать. А, там, кстати, трактирщик, как я говорю. Ну-ка. Через стойку не говори.
Hearty welcome to the King Crab Inn, and a pleasure to have you. You look like you could use a round or three, so what'll it be? Have a seat and stay a while. The name's Ivad. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I've been offering the weary travellers of San... All you see before you is the manifestation of my great-grandpappy Horatius Dungeness's noble vision. Beer and naps for everyone. Well, between you and me, things have been rather slow since the, incident. But with spirits high and liquor flowing like it is tonight, it's... Mind if we keep our voices down over that sensitive subject? Death and dark magic ain't exact. That room where it happened, it was rented to a certain woman. Though I regret to say I can't say exactly. She came heavily cloaked, but paid the full sum in advance. I was used to such transactions after many similar concerning. I saw one other figure go into the room that night. Someone tall, built broad like a man, but shrouded the same as she. Again, standard practice for Mrs. I was startled awake by a horrendous hubbub shortly after midnight. I jumped up and grabbed me grandpa. By the time I burst into that room, it was horribly silent. There was only Jake on the floor, dead. Whoever done it has escaped through the window. but I saw nary a soul when I looked out. You can bet I hightailed it to the Legion barracks faster than Councillor Jake. That poor man. I knew too much about his affairs, you know. Never figured it my business to say Esmeralda's longest-standing lover has the audacity to remain lodged at this very inn, you know. He's called the Duke of Ferrol. A high title for a low man. If you haven't yet asked him about Esmeralda, I'd recommend 3 hopeless sailors. Truly wish I could help you, but I'm barely...
No, нет, так нет.
The likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend. Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've got to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's grown more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Ну, может пойти это. Попробовать обыграть все-таки мэра.
Welcome back, Source Hunter. More business with the mayor, I imagine.
И... Я-то, по-моему, все уже обчистил, да?
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Making like a cake.
Мочаться тут.
Glad to meet you.
Potent heat!
Making like a cake.
Did someone leave another door open?
We'll have none of that, do you hear?
А чё, типа нельзя приготовить еду или типа того?
It's heating up.
Да, у них тут куча сундуков так-то.
Potent heat!
А, это ворота чайни.
It never ends around here. There's a zombie in my garden.
Ух ты ж, ёшкин-матрешкин. Своих забыл где-то. Теперь надо было на них просто переключиться.
So many dead civilians. It's an honor to visit the fallen.
I smell... lunches.
Так, вон туда я еще не шастал. Так, блять. Обожди. Так. Угу.
So many dead civilians.
You smell even... Darling.
The outskirts of Thyseal are infested with
Как-то в колодец, походу, кидает монетки.
see a shady-looking figure fishing coins of gold out of the muddy water that pools beneath the well overhead. His movements are quick and nervous, but nevertheless, he seems to enjoy stuffing what cash he can find. So absorbed is he in his coin hoarding that at first he doesn't notice your presence. Suddenly, though, he pauses, looks up, and quick as a cat its talons, readies 2 daggers. Your friendly tone of voice has immediate effect. The man quickly relaxes his aggressive stance, sheathes his weapons, and pulls a quill and a scrap of parchment out of one of his pockets.
Mew, can't speak. You look professional. You the source hunter the wizard asked for?
Excitedly, the man turns over the scrap and pens a few more lines.
Name's Walgraf. I admire you. No hero like source hunter. Sicil dead end. Please let me join you.
Walgraf nods enthusiastically and pulls a couple of ripped parchment pieces out from his vestments. Hastily, he
Been mute since I was a kid. Sorcerers took my voice. People think I'm stupid, get money, food where I can. Steal if I must. Not from poor folks. I'm a good sneak, good fighter, good with locks. See things you don't. Want to help you. I'm useful. Want to catch sorcerers. Make 'em pay. Please.
Walgraf eagerly catches your gaze with the best puppy eyes imitation.
Be welcome, Walgraf. Riches await, if you...
Walgraf smiles and shakes your hand in thanks. With a gesture of the arm, he's...
Круто. Так, это я за городом уже.
One man's trash is another man's trash.
You call to Walgraf. He awaits your queries. With a simple nod, the rogue seems to say, "Shoot!" Walgraf sighs and pulls parchment parts out of his pockets. He opts for the largest one he can.
When I was a kid, friends and I used to play source hunters. Neighbour's dog was the sorcerer. One day, we saw strangers in the forest. They looked dodgy. dark-robed friends fled, but I followed them. They took a man into a cave, cut his throat, held him over a blue stone. I warned the source hunters in the city, caught the cutthroats. Source hunters called me a hero. Bad guys were I witnessed the hanging. Sorcerer spoke a spell before the trapdoor opened. Always wanted to be a source hunter, but source hunters didn't want no mutiny order. Can't blame them. Too bad though, too bad.
Wargraf frowns and signals you to hold on for an instant. He begins to write and gives you a scrap of...
Not easy being mute. Can't talk and folks think you're slow in the head. No one ever gave me work, though I was poor. Got hungry, thirsty, stole stuff. Then got greedy, became a cat burglar. Told you, I'm good with my hands. I ain't bitter about it though. Like the rogue's life. Freedom. Unless the law gets you. Haven't yet. Too nimble, too good. Born for adventure.
The rogue smiles broadly and dramatically produces the quill in question.
Saw a wizard once in the village up north. Hunter's Edge. Wizard had nifty things. Broom went into his house by night. Found quill by spellbooks. Cans used to be black as chimney sweeps. Clean now. Clean of ink, that is, not thievery. Man's got to eat after all.
Так. Это росло, надо ему отдать. Надо починиться, конечно, у кого-нибудь. Так очень надо назад возвращаться.
Skeletons.
must keep still. Mercy me. It walks, but it's not dead. I wasn't entirely certain I'd ever meet anyone any more fitting that description. The name's Wolfram, and it's a delight to make your acquaintance. Good to see, by the by, you don't belong to the Legion. 10 of their number accompanied me on a fact-finding mission to an ancient burial mound. But not that I reckon my chance is any higher, though, especially with that vicious undead mutt prowling the grounds around this here ruin. I'd go so far as to say I'm an archaeologist and connoisseur of the undead. Because of my expertise, Lieutenant Selenia, a commander of the Legion in Sicile, wanted me to investigate the ancient burial mound just outside. Quite so. I live for the dead, so to speak. The combination of archaeology and a case of incidental necromantic magic is what sparked my interest in the field. Of course, I'll be glad to zombies are the results of vile necromancy in action. Among the resurrected dead, there are those who used to be wizards, and they can cast spells still. They slay their prey and bring them back as deathless thralls that fester with the disease. Should you encounter these menaces, always try to pick them off from afar. Don't let them get close, or they'll riddle you. These ones in particular, the ones around Sicile, are the resurrected soldiers of Brachus, the last and most infamous in the line of sorcerer kings. He himself is supposed to be buried somewhere around here, but no one knows where the actual grave is. Be that as it may, the soldiers stalk these lands anew, and they still fight like veterans. I told those fools of legionnaires to bring maces instead of swords. You know, weapons that crush these skeleton bones, not blades that may... Oh, and don't be surprised if the dead use an unusual amount of magic against you. These soldiers were loyal to a sorcerer. I'll never make it back to Sicile alone. But you've gotten this far.
Indeed. Don't you...
Marvelous. Mighty fine of you.
Wargraf is all resolved now that a rescue mission is underway. Like a knight protector, he stands by the stranded archaeologist's side.
Let's get this man back to Sicile, comrades. Not even a flea will harm him while he's under our care.
Куда там смотался-то? Взял, смотался.
Mercy me. It walks, but it's not dead. I wasn't entirely certain I'd ever meet anyone any more fitting that description. The name's Wolf. Not that I reckon my chance. I'll never make it back to...
Indeed.
Marvelous.
Wargraf is all resolved now that a rescue mission is underway. Like a knight protector, he stands by the stranded archaeologist's side.
Let's get this man back to Sicile, comrades. Not even a flea will harm him while he's under our care.
О, как хорошо попал. А у него что, кинжал разнес? Боже. Ладно. Далеко, да? Ну, ладно.
One foot in the grave here! Help me! Yes, that's how it's done!
Вот бежит, сломя голову, вот и получит по башке. О, привет. О, я тут уже целый отряд вон собрался, этих полботрясов. Так. Всё далеко, да? А если просто жахнуть? Далеко. Ну ладно. Значит, буду ближе просто подвигаться. Ах ты же ежик. Ну ладно.
I must focus.
Получаю. Ну то, что это изометрия. О, блин, ничего не сделает, да? Ага, ну ладно. Так, ты что можешь? Ну, я говорю, что заметил как бы вид цеха. О, давай, на нахрен, получил. Так, ну сейчас я достану. Хотя. Ах ты, блин, ну ладно. О, это хорошо было. Все, на... Не достанет никого. На. Получай, отлично. Ой, тебе останется. Никто не уйдет обиженным. О, вот это херанул ему по куполу.
You did it! We made it! Oh, cheers for escorting me to safety. You're a godsend, you are.
Heavens. Maybe now you can learn something useful, like how to wash your underthings.
Welcome back to Sightseal, Hunter.
Everything we do seems to fortify your abilities. That inspiration hardly flows one way, my friend.
Так. Это я в город, да, вернусь? Собственно, мне в город-то и надо.
Potent heat.
Так. Так, что у тебя здесь? Чё я не могу ему повысить вот это все? Странно, что не могу увеличить. Блин. Так, ну-ка, обожди. Блять. Не сохранил. Ну все, вроде всем распихал. Так, куда я хотел? Мне надо в этот таверн.
How lovely to see you again, haver of the beautifully shaped shoulders.
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens. Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Ой, жалко все выкидывается.
troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave.
Так, вот он.
Welcome thee, my friend. I'm an archaeologist, and Connors quite so. Zombies are the... Should you encounter these ones, be that... Oh.
Ладно, я думаю, может он что-то полезное даст или скажет. Так. Чё, перец потерял?
It never ends around. Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah.
Feeling hot under the collar.
Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, there it is.
А, где-то еще ключ видел.
Making like a cake.
It's heating up.
Making like a cake.
Так, что-то там насобирал. Но ничего интересного походу. Ну, прям сохранится. Что, если книжку прочитать, то есть как бы это будет преступление или нет?
A sight for sore eyes. I know you're probably knee-deep in that awful murder investigation, but truth be told, we've been conducting a series of expeditions into undead territory, and I'm Lieutenant Selenia at your service. I'm Captain Aureus' second-in-command. Now, I certainly don't mind a bit of healthy competition, and even rivalry between our orders, but and that is exactly what your presence in Sicil is, Source Hunter. A gift and a blessing. Only heroes such as yourself can make a true difference in this troubled part of the world. Such is my honest conviction. The undead. I pitied them at first. Many among them were once kind and innocent civilians of Sicil after all. No longer do I feel that way, though. Too many. The bravest among my men and women tell me they are weaker in the west and stronger in the east. So I suggest you head westward if you want to flex your muscle. I shall be very glad to share what information I can give you. It's very sweet of you that you are trying to get these men a job. Sure, they can tie a knot and blow a whistle like the best of them, but even with a sword in their hands, they wouldn't stand a chance against the undead. If ever we want to be victorious in Sicil, we have to track down the root of the undead uprising. Under the Pact of 3 landmarks were chosen for further investigation. The lighthouse, the burial mounds, and the old church. Places fraught with... There's a lighthouse to the west, up on the bluffs, overlooking the sea. No man has gone there in a decade. The locals say it's haunted, and half a dozen legionnaires have gone to find out whether or not those are mere tall tales. I fear for their safety. There are ancient burial grounds to be found north of the city. As a local archaeologist offered to tag along with the men. Here's my legionnaires. They all perished? How fated to treat them wantonly. And if it weren't for you, the archaeologist would surely have died as well. He has much to be thankful for. Were that I had. There's a church to the northeast of here, built atop the very place where once stood a temple dedicated to the source. The Sicilians razed it, and built a church for the... All superstitious mumbo-jumbo, if you ask me. But when the dead rose, that is when they were first spotted. Hence the... So I did. The Pact of Volunteers. Many legionnaires will do whatever it takes to go home, which is why the chances of survival during these sorties are only about 1 in 10, you see. So my soldiers are free to volunteer, and if they are successful...
Have you? The cretin's question crossed her lips and ached an air of gratitude.
Hey, Cal, I think that was
You there, cut it out.
Ugly will be the least of it. The beast looks rabid.
Нельзя, значит, читать просто так. Тоже преступление.
Greetings! These stalls are for our Legion troops. Rivellon's finest work up mighty fine appetites. You're a source hunter, aren't you? They say you can talk to animals, but I for one won't...
Step aside! Ah! This maniac's gonna turn me into a...
Pardon him. Just look at the little blighter.
Why did you let my chicken escape?
Что жах идет?
Never trust a doctor. They're all with... Have you met the archaeologist?
Give me muck, tra-la-la-la-la, and I'm in luck, fa-la-la. You know how you people say you're a good provider when you bring...
Ну это же вкусно.
I'm writing a story called The Pearl and the...
Что где-то рядом взрывается так.
I need a moment to reflect.
Your kindness is a...
You let my chicken escape? Looks like it's your lucky day, Jack. Now to...
Ну ничего, хлеба покушать.
Well, Source Hunter, you come to the right place, you have. I got every style of equipment to fit you from head to foot, if it's a trade you're after.
Ну да, что-то много есть.
None of that, you hear?
Так, а я сильно далеко сохранен. Ну, не так, чтобы мне что-то как-то неохота. О, так я и не победил. Куда у них 700 там жизней? Блин, трудись. Учиняю там беспорядки на везде.
Greetings. These.
Pardon?
Why did you let my chicken escape?
I need a moment to reflect.
Your kind.
Точно, это вообще что-нибудь интересное-то было. Ну, пшеница только, по-моему.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
nicely.
Well, Source Hunter, you come to... Well, Source Hunter, you come to the right place, you have. I got every style of equipment to fit you from head to foot, if it's a trade you're after.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly will be the least of it.
Sicilian stew. Again!
I was waiting to try it, sweet woman. At least the sweet. So you probably thought that
Better to evacuate.
You think that's funny, Private? Better to evacuate this place while there's still some left to say.
Sir! No, sir!
That's it, troops. Train up
You
while
don't
you
think
can.
it's infected, do you?
The next orcish
Come
strike
on
can
now, I
land at any
pulled her off
moment.
you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Sorry, sir.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly. Hey, who's that then? Come on, stand where my...
Easy, Tull. That's the source hunter you're talking.
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but she's no more now. We got reports of a strange-looking outsider skulking through the town with her bow drawn. I found her crouched behind a tree, taking aim at a fat old rat trotting along. I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was what, and the...
Bit Talia right in the face, she did. It wasn't pretty, and now it's got a chunk...
Enjoy it while you can, Ver. There's not another legionnaire in the cohort that'll have you if I go rabid.
I'd say you ought to take her off our hands if you had the space. Though we couldn't guarantee she'd do more than piddle on the floor and maul your furniture.
Ice blue eyes, narrow beneath a heavy brow streaked with sweat and dust. Her hands tense into claws.
Her brow knits together, but something in her pose relaxes.
I am Bear Daughter. I have not come here to find trouble with the Screech woman. She only startled me. And you are a source hunter. I have heard many tales of your order. This woman here, the one who now plots her revenge, she crept behind me while I was hunting, and I only defended. But soon their swords were upon me, and they forced me into this cage meant for dogs. Dance and dugongs, you nearly startled me out of my boots. Well, you've got my...
Do any real damage.
Careful, source hunter. If I keep my eyes off this cage, the beast's liable. She may have the look of a woman if you squint. We got reports of a strange looking out. I tapped her.
Bit Tullier.
Enjoy it while you can, Ver.
Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any reading.
Careful, source hunter. If I keep my eyes off this cage, the beast's liable to risk an escape.
Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage. I wouldn't venture to.
Ну ладно, наверное, заканчивать будет что-то как-то. Есть захотелось так. Тоже не знаю, буду где-то.
You return marks of victory, Hunter. We'll vanquish our foes yet.
Ладно, пока-пока.